Hey guys! So I am here for my 10-week update, and I cannot believe that I am officially 10 weeks. Technically I am now 10 weeks and 6 days. So I'm filming these a day before I hit my next week. And like I've mentioned previously, my weeks turn over every Saturday. So today's Friday, and I am wearing one of my favorite shirts that says, "Find your happy," and it just automatically puts me in a good mood. So anything you can with the pregnancy hormones. So basically 10 weeks. So actually, this week has been really good for me. I feel like, when was it? 10 weeks and 1 day, so it was on Sunday. I feel like I was experiencing, and I don't know if I've shared this a lot already, I feel like I have, so like what I mean by that is like I feel like I've been experiencing these emotions, and like I feel like since I'm like always thinking them or like thinking about them, that I've shared it in some way, shape, or form, but I don't think I have. So I was experiencing a lot of anxiety, and I was sharing this a lot with John and my best friend, and we talk about it all the time because she's so sweet and she always wants to know how I'm doing and everything. And so basically, what I think goes on is that since I have had interesting times with anxiety and depression before I got pregnant, like I've kind of just had a history of anxiety and depression, and that's what my doctor even brought up when I went to my 7-week, 6-day appointment. She was just like, "How's that going? Like, are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's all good," because if you've seen my previous videos, I've done a lot of work to work on that and make sure that it was like kept at bay, and I was like just doing things that started to fulfill my soul, and I really worked on it. And I started going to therapy and just a bunch of things. But I feel like it's very hormone related for me. So of course, like when I would have my periods, it would spike up and I would have a lot of anxiety, and I know that's very common. Anxiety and depression are common when like during those hormone peaks. And I feel like with pregnancy, it's like, I don't know obviously like scientific terms for how much it's amplified, but I feel like hormones like free for all on our brains. And so I was experiencing a lot of anxiety, and it's about stuff that I've gotten over like a long time ago. So like just a lot of my anxiety, I feel like, comes from when I feel like a loss of control. That's always like the biggest thing for me. And in all reality, we don't really control anything anyway, and the cards will fall how they fall, but like I know we have some control. But it's whenever I feel like no matter like what I do, I feel like something, it's just not gonna turn out with me having even like a little say in it. Like, just for example, like some days like my anxiety will just peak and it doesn't make any sense, and I'll just like start to think about the 90 things I have to do, and I'm like, I just don't feel like I have control. I don't feel like I can do anything about it. And that's like such a lie that my mind tells me and that my fear tells me, but in that moment it feels so real for me. Like it feels so real that I just don't have control, and like, oh my gosh. And I like don't like to like dub myself as like a certain personality, but I feel like if I did, I would say I'm a very type A personality. I like things organized. I like to know where I'm involved in things, like how I'm like accomplishing things. Like I just like to be like organized and planning things out and having a plan and sticking to a schedule. Like I will legitimately, like, I feel calm when I'm like writing in my notes on my phone, like step by step what I'm doing for the day. And I like when I previously was like experiencing a lot of anxiety, that's like what would like assist me so much. Like I had to do that. And then I like didn't have to do it anymore because I just felt like calm and I could go about my day without like having a list of what I needed to do. And that included like wake up, meditate, take a shower, you know, but it just felt so nice knowing I was doing something. And of course I'm always doing something, but like I feel like with anxiety, like you just have to put it in check. Like, yeah, did it, like leave me alone now, brain. Like it's funny, like now I think about it like kind of like a joke, because how else am I gonna think about it? Like be sad about it? It's not, like that just makes it worse. So I kind of have to have fun with it. And then since being pregnant, I've realized that that has come back, like not as like bad, like it hasn't like I don't know, maybe it's just my also different view on it since having done so much work with my anxiety, that maybe it's also that I just have a different view. I feel like it's way more manageable, but it's still there. So I was really experiencing it, I feel like pretty much up until my 10th week. And then like I was saying, that Sunday I just really felt it, and starting that Sunday I was like, okay, I really just deserve to be nice to myself and get this in check, because that's where all of my like I would say like recovery stuff started with my anxiety and depression, is just being kind to myself. And like what I would always call it is mommying myself, like being so kind to myself and taking care of my needs and knowing that I am valid in my emotions, and just like speaking up about it and being peaceful with like what's in my heart and how I'm sharing that with others. So starting Sunday, I was like, okay, I'm just going to just do that, like spread love towards myself, spread love towards my situation, like whatever that may be. Because when you have anxiety, if you've never experienced it, it feels like to me that when I go through like normal everyday situations, that it's like the hugest thing in the world. Like, oh my gosh, like I have to do that. And it could be just like something so small, like just going to the store to get something new that you haven't gotten in a while, like, and then it sounds silly afterwards, but like in the moment you're like, ah, you know, like. And so I just started to spread love on like everything I was doing throughout the day, and remembering that I am pregnant and I am creating such a beautiful gift, and I have this beautiful special little being in my tummy. And so that really assisted a lot. So like I feel that if you're a mama and you're pregnant and you're struggling with that anxiety, because I know it's real, I've heard from so many people that it's just what it is, and it makes sense to me because you're experiencing so many hormones so many, but the biggest thing is advice I can give is to just spread love through everything that you're going through. Like be kind just like you would to that little baby growing inside of you. If that little baby was going through a hard time, like you wouldn't like just be like, oh, you have to just deal with it, you know? Like you would care and hold the baby and make sure and soothe them and make sure they're okay. Soothe, not soothe the baby and make sure they're fine. And that's the biggest thing I remember is that, or that I remind myself, is that babies, like when they're communicating with us, they can't say anything. They cry and they get their needs met. And that's how we're wired. Like we have just gotten into a place, I feel like, of not listening to ourselves because that's seen as weak. Like if we don't take care of ourselves, like if we don't like take a nap when we're tired, like then we're like strong, like we're like keep on going. And I've been there, and like we're just so like wired, like we're just so in the mindset now that like keep on going, keep on fighting, but then that brings us more and more away from our hearts. So I just feel like it's so vital when you're pregnant to take care of yourself, to really, really take care of yourself, especially your mind. And that brings me to that book that I shared in my last video, all about mindful pregnancy, and I'll link it down below. But I was reading more of it, and it's from the creator of Headspace. And he was just talking about how when we're pregnant, I don't know if some of you have experienced this, but I know I have, that we kind of lose our identity a little bit, that we're like, who am I supposed to be? Like, I'm pregnant now, like I'm a mom, so I can't be like for me, like I can't be like Teresa anymore, can I don't know, like I'm supposed to be like this and I'm portrayed as this, and like this friend, if I'm around this friend, like, but I have a baby now, am I like supposed to like, is it okay if I hang out with them but I'm still a mom, and like how does my partner perceive me, and like you just get lost in like all of these ways that society views you, all of the ways that like you're viewed like as a mom or as like a person. I feel like there's just a lot of things that just get lost in the way, and so this book was talking all about that, and he was just kind of reiterating the fact that it's so normal to feel that way and it's okay to feel that way. And it was just so comforting to me to just like read that, like so beautiful. So I recommend that book to everyone, and thank you, Julie, my BFF, my best friend, my soul sister, for buying that book for me. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good, and I'm gonna continue reading it. And oh, awesome. So that's like what I had been experiencing with anxiety, and just kind of like, who am I, like how do I act, and like fast forwarding fears where I'm like, am I gonna be this kind of mom, am I gonna be this kind of mom, like what do I do? And I just kind of like chilled, and I'm like, send love, I am kind to myself, I am blessed. And I just started to hone all of that in, and I really think this assisted my 10th week to be awesome. Like I have been just feeling really, really good. I've been running every day 2 miles, and that has, I feel like, and I've been doing it in the morning, which I've always worked out in the morning, and that has just like set my day up for like being fantastic. And so I've been doing that, and that's just been awesome for me. Like even days where I'm like, don't want to get out of bed, I just go out and I just do it, and I always feel so better. And that's what I remind myself too, is that I'm gonna feel 10 times better when I just do it, and like afterwards I'm gonna be like, I'm a goddess. And so I've been doing that, and just being so mindful about the thoughts and ideas I feed my mind. That has been so big for me. I've been watching a lot of just YouTube videos on just like changing our neural pathways and like neuroplasticity in the brain. I've always been obsessed with neuroplasticity, our way of our brain waves. We can actually change our connections in our brain based on habits and things that we continuously do. I've been obsessed with that since forever because I've studied psychology, and it's just been one of my favorite things to learn. And it just proves that you can create anything into, you can create any habit that you want to have. So I've just been feeding my mind really positive things, and I've been seeing such a difference. And so that's been awesome. And as far as sickness goes, I still just get a little bit nauseous in the morning. I wake up and I'm just like, ugh, like about to puke, and I eat a banana, and John's so cute because he already knows my schedule. He's like, banana, orange juice, do you want it? I'm like, yeah, probably banana. I haven't been eating my 2, like I think just one's doing its job now, which is really cool. And I feel like I've been just feeling better like hormonally, which I think is like naturally happening because I'm moving into the 2nd trimester soon, which is really nice. And today I wasn't feeling well, but I've just noticed, and I think I talked about this before, the days that I like overdo it with like yoga, working out, cleaning, just like doing everything, I feel very sick the next day, where I'm just like, ugh. And that's how I felt today. I just felt so pukey. So that's pretty much that. So I stopped that last clip because John came home and I saw his cutie face, and we ate a little bit of lunch together. But basically what I was saying was that the days that I overdo it, I just feel like awful the next day. So I'm just learning how to like manage like doing too much and just listening to my body. So that's pretty much that. And also something that I have noticed is that my cheeks have gotten like so big, and like I've always had chubby cheeks, like from when I was like way little all the way up until like junior high, like high schoolish, and then I lost weight and then my cheeks like went down. But basically I just like see it in my cheeks. And my mom even said, she's like, because we were FaceTiming, and she's like, your cheeks have gotten so big again. She's like, it's cute. That's how I know anyone, like, that's how I know ladies are pregnant, is when their cheeks like swell up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So my cheeks are back, but it's okay. It's all pregnancy, right? So, oh man. But so that's what I've been noticing. Also, what I did want to talk about too is that I filled out more of my pregnancy journal. So I did the second month just barely, and it's so cute. But basically it's like the same as the first month, like I was explaining to you guys. But the thing that I really liked in here was this quote, and it says, I'm gonna read it. There is such a special sweetness in being able to participate in creation. And that's Pamela S. Nadav. But it's so cute, such a beautiful quote, and I love it. So I'm still using this. I really love it. It's amazing, and I can't wait to show our little bean this when they're older. So I'm excited. But that's pretty much the 10th week, and I'm still looking forward, so excited, to my 12-week appointment. Just like a little bit over a week left, and tomorrow I'll be 11 weeks, 11, and I think after our 12-week appointment we're going to announce, but I'll talk more about that, like my 11 week going into 12 week. So I'm excited. So I want to show you guys my belly. So this is my belly. I just ate, keep that in mind too. But that's my belly bell. Yeah, so thanks guys. Talk to you next week. Bye. I love you.